Thank you very much, Mindy. And by the way, the echo is gone. That worked out quite well.
Yeah, I that's great.
Excellent. Very good. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. I know it's late for some of you on the East Coast. For those of you in other parts of the world in different time zones, thank you. If you could let us know where you dialed in from, you could use the chat just to interact. I'd love to get a feel for the different parts of the world that might be represented here. So go ahead and just type in where you dialed in from. I am in Miami. That is the Southeast part of the United States. We have Seattle, we have, let's see, we have Texas, San Antonio, we have Dallas, we have Tokyo, Japan. Excellent. All right, keep those coming. That's quite on the right. New Jersey, London, great, excellent. Toronto, wow, what a spread. And California, excellent, very, very good. Thank you for sharing. Wow, Austin, Texas, Maryland, Lagos, Nigeria, wow, and Maryland, and so on. Thank you very much. Keep those posted. Also, Mindy posted the poll questions. You have the link there. Do let us know based on this poll. We'd love to understand what are some of your challenges in relation to distributed Agile. What are you mostly challenged by? We tend to see that individuals gravitate toward a particular type or group of challenges, whether that be in tools, whether that is in roles, in events, or in artifacts. Do leave your feedback and let us know. That is this LinkedIn poll that you saw in the information we shared here. That's this one here. I think I'm sharing the right screen. If you can validate that you are seeing, actually, I think I'm sharing just a slide deck. I'm going to share the full desktop so that we can do the full screen and you can see it all. There we go. And if I go here, you should be able to see the LinkedIn poll. So go ahead and take a stab at answering that. Tell us what you're most challenged by. I am here to host you today. My name is Ernesto Custodio. As Mindy mentioned, I have several certifications in Agile. I am the president of Agile Genesis. At Agile Genesis, we focus on training and coaching organizations and individuals in Agile. If you like to connect, I put up several ways that you can connect with us, including myself. That's my LinkedIn account, the second entry there. It has QR code for all of them to make it easy for you to digest if you want to go ahead and connect in the future. Okay, I'll show this again for those of you that might not be quick enough to pull out your phone or screenshot that if that helps you for reference in the future. I mentioned that we are a training organization as well. We do have several classes in the area of Scrum at Scale in a team-focused registered classes for certification purposes, and also for distributed Agile. So you know, our website, you'll find our class schedule, and we put up a discount code there, Meetup, that will give you $100 discount if you're interested in registering for any of our classes. So with that, let's talk about today's subject, and that is the distributed Agile team collaboration in Scrum at Scale, and what that means from the perspective of how we are working in a distributed environment. First, let's establish the need and why we're having this discussion, right? The Agile frameworks, frameworks such as Scrum, such as Kanban, or Scrum at Scale, such as this, in this case, and SAFe and others, they're frameworks. That means that they provide the necessary scaffolding. When I think of a framework, I think of a scaffolding for a building. It doesn't have the windows, it doesn't have the walls, because that is up to us to put those in. And they tend to be the structure for us to apply our practices and techniques in order to be properly guided through the implementation. So the frameworks, for that reason, tend to be silent about a lot of the techniques and practices that can help you in your everyday environment. So we're here to fill in some of those gaps and give you some techniques, give you some practices that can help you in a distributed setting. In this case, practicing Scrum in a Scrum at scale environment. And what we find, part of my research during my PhD studies was this area of distributed agile challenges and their collaboration effectiveness in a globally distributed environment. What I found was that um, the different areas where we were challenged were those included in that survey. Then why we're polling to understand which of us are more impacted by some or others. The first is tools. The collaboration technology involved in distributed agile is unique. We do need specific type of tools to collaborate, and a lot of teams are challenged by the use of these tools and the efficacy necessary to maintain productivity using these tools. The second is the roles and how people interact and what their responsibilities are at the people level, that there's clarity around that and that individuals understand how they're expected to collaborate in an agile environment if we are all remote where we can't tap each other in the shoulders. The third is the events themselves. These in Scrum we called the Agile ceremonies, perhaps you heard that word, or meetings. We call them events, where we have the 5 events in core Scrum or team level Scrum. That includes the sprint, the actual sprint planning, the daily Scrum, the sprint review, and lastly, the retrospective. Those are the 5 Scrum events. How do we effectively do that in Scrum at the team level? And then if we're trying to scale, the challenges are amplified. That becomes even more challenging for us to do that effectively. In particular, when we're trying to create the type of visual and information radiation that we tend to get from our artifacts and how we work together. So the artifacts are the 4th challenge area. The common information radiators that we're used to seeing in the office, well, they've gone digital now and they tend to hide inside the tools. So we need techniques around that as well. And of course, some techniques that go beyond that, facilitation techniques, improving the collaboration of the team as a whole. Overall, these are areas that are particularly challenging to the Scrum Master when they're working with collaborating in a distributed environment. And if you're in Scrum at Scale, that might be the Scrum of Scrum Masters or the Scrum of Scrum Masters. Right?